Hi, Dale. Thanks very much for submitting your work. Good written descriptions here. Excellent job with your writing. It really shows me a lot about the way you're learning. So this is fantastic. Thank you. I've got the ad up right here. I think it's a good start. Um, One of the things that I typically direct students to do is to try to maintain as much realism as you possibly can in an image. Now, I realize this is sunset. Sunset does yield some amazing colors, especially, I don't know if you've ever seen a sunset in the Caribbean, but it's pretty intense. Florida sunsets are totally intense. Caribbean are just a little bit more and actually, I don't know. Florida sunsets are pretty intense. At any rate, the point I'm trying to make is that the sunsets in Florida and Caribbean, they really bring out a lot of associated colors that we don't see other than that when that sun is getting ready to drop on the horizon. And I think that's cool. But one of the things I'm recommending to all students is to try to maintain a level of realism in the color in the adjustments of the image. And I think this is pushed a little bit too far. It's to a point where it doesn't look natural. And the reason I say that mostly is because of the fact over here that this water is starting to turn purple. So I would reduce or really cut back on the adjustment layers, specifically the vibrance and saturation levels associated with your color adjustments. Other than that, I think the page has got excellent mechanics, really outstanding hierarchy. A couple of missing requirements. We don't have the contact information, and that's important. Um, so the contact information is available in the Amethyst Space Style Guide. You want to go there, fish that out, and make sure that you include that in this ad. A couple of different options. You can include it down here, or you can include it up top, spanning the width of the ad. You can see an example of that in the course announcements, where I have posted announcements of previous student examples. The logo is distorted, and in order to see that, I'm going to have to zoom in and show you a comparison. So let's do that. Let's zoom in here. There's the logo. I'm going to show you the original logo from the Amethyst Space Style Guide, and let's get that purple logo just so we're comparing apples to apples. Now, as we can see, if you take a look at the shape of the logo, this is much shorter and wider. This is higher and more narrow. And I think the reason for that is it happened likely on resizing. When you place the logo in the ad and you click it to resize it, you get the little squares in the bounding box, right? You place your cursor over that, hold your cursor down and drag it to resize it. But you gotta hold your shift key down. Holding the shift key down is going to constrain the original proportions of that logo. If you don't hold the shift key down, it's likely that you're going to get some distortions, which we have we see right here. Okay, let's go back out to full. I'm not sure why that didn't work, but let's go ahead and go back out to that zoom level we were in. Okay, now the only other recommendation I have is the masked image isn't masked. We can clearly see the background on that. That has got to be the masked image, okay? So those are the recommended changes. I'd like to see those changes reflected in your final magazine ad, which you can go ahead and make those changes and repost here, or we'll go ahead and look for those adjustments to be made in the final magazine ad. But again, I just want to reiterate that it's an outstanding start, really super nice page mechanics, good structure, excellent hierarchy. There's a couple of things we need to address, and I think we're right on task. All right, great job. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. All right, thank you very much, Dale.